What's it like to live with a Ford Maverick Hybrid? Okay, let me start this video off by making this comment. Thank you all the YouTubers out there that did a video on the Maverick. It sure helped me out big time. And the intro videos that were coming out on YouTube really gave me a good idea of what the Maverick was all about. Obviously, not being able to go to a dealership and actually seeing one, touching, feeling, driving, sitting in it. I actually ordered this vehicle sight unseen, which is the first time in my life that I have done anything like that. The way it turned out, it was excellent. Okay, a little bit about myself. I am not a YouTuber. I am not trying to create a channel. I am not an authority on either the Maverick or vehicles. I'm just your average Joe. My qualifications are I purchased 9 brand new Silverado 1500 pickup trucks, 2 F150 Ford pickup trucks. I do own a Toyota Tacoma, bought that one used. I've had other assortment of vehicles such as a Corvette, Mustangs. Oh, I can't think of any Impalas. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. On our daily driver, we do have a Jeep. Me and the wife do have a Jeep. And when I proposed the idea of purchasing a Maverick, first off, you're going to purchase one without even seeing it? Yeah. Second question, and it's going to take how long? Yeah. And, well, that how long turned out to be months later, but let me tell you, it was well worth the wait. Okay, they're talking about all these demographics. Myself, I'm 65 years old. My wife is 20 years younger than I am. So there's our demographics on the age group. And being, what'd I say, 65? I'm 66. September I'll be 67. Well, anyhow, back to what it's like living with a Ford Maverick. We were one of the first ones in Wisconsin here to receive our hybrid Maverick, and interesting how I actually ordered it, because it was a struggle for me. I don't know how many times I was on the ordering system configuring, and I think I configured this Maverick out in about every way possible. And then keep in mind, not knowing what it was, not being able to see what it was, I just said, screw it, just go with the basic. So I went with the basic Maverick, and all I put on for options was the towing package, a hitch, I do need that, and I put floor mats inside for the interior floor mats. Me and my wife were very, very clean people. We really do take care of our house and vehicles. But anyhow, back to the configurator. I configured it, I don't know how many different ways. In fact, it was giving me a headache. So one day I just said to the wife, I said, screw it. I'm just going to get the base unit. It is what it is. And then I had to pick out the color. And I go, well, I'm going to pick out a color I don't like because I probably won't have it that long. One of the main things that really concerned me on the configurator is I lost the cruise control, which we will address that. So anyhow, I went ahead, ordered one. I had to put some monies down on it, and the Ford dealer treated me really good. You hear horror stories out there about above retail price and surcharges and this, that, the other thing. No surcharges. I paid the $19,995 plus the shipping. And so then the vehicle finally showed up. I got first I got notifications and emails from Ford. They have been wonderful because, you start kind of wondering and what's going on and what's happening, and they were excellent keeping me informed on emails. And then I got an email one day that it was in a bill schedule. I had a serial number. And about 2 days later, I got a call from the dealership saying that it was in a scheduled build, and this is the approximate date range of about 4 or 5 days. And the next thing I knew, about 30 days later, I got a call from the dealer and said, "Hey, we got your Maverick." Well, as you all know, it's built in Mexico, and we live in Wisconsin. It actually comes up on a train from Mexico to Chicago, offloaded in Chicago onto a regular typical truck that we all see running around delivering vehicles. And it was brought to the dealership, and the dealership prepped it out. And actually, I got to drive the vehicle before it was even prepped out. I sat in it, I took it for a drive, and that first drive, that very, very first drive, I knew there was a winner. Ford had a winner. I had a winner. Now, the only question is, what is the wife going to think about it? She's not 100% on board, and she's not 100% against it. Just kind of neutral. Wait and see. That's kind of the difference between me and my wife. I'm more the let's charge the hill, and she's more of, let's think about it for a little bit. So let me make this comment. I did mention that I had 9 Silverado Chevrolets, 2 Ford F-150s. I do have the Tacoma. So now basically I got the small truck, the medium truck, and the big truck. Okay, one thing I have discovered immediately, right off the bat, that definitely this is not, and let me stress this is not an F-150 replacement. If you need an F-150, then you gotta have one. This is not going to pull. It's not going to haul. A person that thinks he or she's going to buy a Maverick to replace their F-150 is going to be totally disappointed. But here's the but factor. I mentioned also that we have a Tacoma, Toyota Tacoma. And this is very easily replacing the Tacoma. In fact, there are things I like about the Maverick so much more so than the Tacoma. The ride, I feel it's got more inside cabin room than the Tacoma. I will be doing other videos. I'll get more into things I have found on the Maverick that other YouTubers have not even talked about. And I know the reason for that. They haven't lived with one. Until you live with one, you're going to discover so many things on this vehicle. So many little quirks that were well thought out. In fact, I'm sorry, F-150 division. You need to take a cue from the Maverick people. These guys, or she's, really did an excellent job thinking of all the things. Okay, let's go back to the price point, $19,995. Okay, one of the things that I wanted was, I forgot about the Ford Focus. We got a Ford Focus too. That's the wife's car. She absolutely loves it. And speaking of the Focus, I was really ticked off at Ford when they discontinued the Focus. I really like that car. It's our traveling car. As you know, this is a unibodied vehicle. The Focus is a unibodied vehicle. The Tacoma, the F-150, is a body on frame, which means they have a frame and then they set the body on top of the frame and bolt it down, which as the Focus and the Maverick, the frame is all built into the body. Well, I know from experience that a unibodied will give you a much better ride. It's easier to get in and out of because it is a lower profile while maintaining a high ground clearance. So one of my criteria is that I did want a unibodied. Okay, I did not want the all-wheel drive, and I'll tell you why. Once again, we've got the Jeep four-wheel drive. We've got the F-150 four-wheel drive. We've got the Tacoma four-wheel drive. Well, how many four-wheel drives do you need? And once again, from the Focus, the front-wheel drive, up here in winter weather, Wisconsin winter weather, hey, suited us just fine. Okay, speaking of all-wheel drive, the question is, I think too many people purchase all-wheel drive for the wrong reason. Up here in Wisconsin, it's a very, very popular option. I would say 80-90% of the people get all-wheel drive. The thing about it is that in deep snow, really, you should be staying home. If a front-wheel drive is not suitable in those conditions, stay home. Okay, the other thing, comparing the Jeep to the F-150. The F-150 down at the bottom, like all vehicles, the Silverado, the Tacoma, so on and so forth, they got that air dam down at the bottom. That's all for fuel efficiencies. Well, that air dam is like a snowplow, so that's your limiting factor going through snow. The Jeep does not have it. That's all open up in the front. Your approach angles and so on and so forth. You can't, that air dam would be tore off the first time we took it in the woods. But anyhow, yes, we did want just the front wheel drive. Then I've been following the Tesla. And as we all know, the electric vehicles are coming. I myself personally, I think it's going to be a few years before they have it all figured out, and the battery technology and the durability and so on and so forth. But we all know it's coming. Well, this hybrid, my feeling is it offers my introduction to electric vehicle. And yes, now having it for 2 weeks, we've got 1,200 miles on it. The electric or the hybrid, it is much different than any gas vehicle that we own. It does take a little bit of getting used to. The drivability is seamless. You don't even know if it's in electric or gas, or it all does it for you all automatically. So you don't have to attend to the management control center. There are different settings that you can put it on, which in another video I'll go into settings. Quite unique. And I'm surprised that people don't talk a little bit more about it on the internet. And I've I'm going to try doing some things that are very important to me that I have discovered that was never even mentioned on any of the YouTube videos that I have watched. One thing that is just astounding me is people that will chase us down. And is that one of them new Mavericks? How do you like it? Which one is it? Is it the gasser or the electric? And when they found out it's the electric, they are just a ton of questions. And unlike myself, where I ordered sight unseen, a lot of these people actually want to see one. So this is a way for them to see it. In fact, me and the wife were at a hotel, and a guy comes driving up with this $90,000 Silverado, brand new, less than a month old, a lot of options, did a lot of aftermarket parts on it, hence the $90,000. And he says, is that one of them? Which Maverick is that? I go, the electric. He says, can I take a look at it? So I gave him a once over. And he says, well, I'm going home to order it. Well, lo and behold, I guess what I'm being told is they shut the ordering center down right now for, 2022? You know, I guess this is the times we're living in. You just got to order ahead of time. I had another fella that chased me down, and he says, I had the gas version on order. I've had it for a couple months now. And at the same time, he ordered the Maverick gas, and his wife ordered an Equinox SUV. And come to find out, they got both vehicles about the same time. The Equinox about 2 weeks ahead of the Maverick. But the wife started out driving her Equinox, and then had to go down to the home improvement store and said, hey, can I use your Maverick? I put the stuff in the back. So she borrowed the husband's Maverick, went down to the home store, and that was it. She come home and she says, you can have the Equinox, I'm going to keep the Maverick. Oh boy. So that was quite interesting. A lot of people ask about fuel mileage. Is that 40 miles a gallon really accurate? Well, we're on the fuel management, the EV, and once again, I really need to do a video on that because I have not seen that on YouTube, and it's a very crucial part of this vehicle. And to answer your question, we're getting 54 miles to the gallon. So far, we've got 1,200 miles on it and 54 miles to the gallon. In town here, the wife runs back and forth to the store and this, that, the other thing. Basically, it's all running on electricity. I see where it's bouncing around 65, 69. So yes. Now, on the other factor that we were doing some high-speed running. We were on a trip and 75 miles an hour, and obviously the traffic flow was 80 miles an hour, and that does kind of cut down on your MPGs. I think that 50 high-speed run or 75 mile an hour run, I think we ended up with like 39, but it all blended together, and after the 550 mile trip, it ended up being 54 miles to the gallon. Now, okay, I'm telling you 54 miles to the gallon, but that's in the EV eco mode. We're driving it for maximum fuel economy. And like I said, without going into details, it's hard to explain what that's all about. But there is that setting, and it actually is kind of getting to be a game. The wife will come home and say, well, this is what I got, and then I'll take it out, and I'll come home, well, this is what I got. I beat you by 2 miles at a gallon. So it's kind of a game. When I ordered the vehicle, I did not really order it for gas mileage. Back then when I ordered it, gas was $2.39 a gallon. Well, as we all know, in central Wisconsin here, we're over $5 a gallon. I spoke to somebody out of Chicago this weekend, and theirs is approaching $7 a gallon. So all of a sudden, this hybrid is looking like a hero with the gas mileage. Another factor on purchasing the Maverick is me and the wife coming off of COVID, and I'm in the age of my life, 66, going on 67, that I want to start kind of taking it a little bit more easy. I do want to do traveling, but we ran into a hiccup there. Going from Wisconsin to Florida, air flight tickets are $800. You gotta be kidding me. So we've already made 2 trips with it. One out to Minnesota, the other one over to Michigan. We took the car ferry, the Badger, over to Ludington, and we spent a couple days in Michigan, so hence the 1,200 miles. The vehicle will now go into storage because it is basically our traveling vehicle. A lot of questions have been answered. What's the comfort? The comfort is outstanding. Outstanding. I'm going to do a comparison with the Tacoma. It actually rides better, handles better than the Tacoma. And then the other question was, do you really get 40 miles to the gallon? Well, yeah, we get 54 miles to the gallon. But once again, put this little rider in there, is that we do everything right to get this 54 miles to the gallon. If you don't and you run it like a regular vehicle, you're probably going to be 35 to 40. What else can I tell you about this wonderful vehicle? The color, Area 51 or 61, 51, I don't know. When I went to order it, my intentions for a $19,995 pickup truck can't be getting much, so I'll run it. If I don't like it, I'll sell it. I'll get an XLT. I'll get all my options that I was trying to go through on the configurator. Well, nope. I like the standard unit, the XL. Coming back to the color, more people compliment on us on the color. In fact, one gal said she was going to get a color code and paint her bedroom that color. I had one female tell me she's going to try getting that color for her fingernails. Oh boy, the comments that we get. It's intriguing. It's a vehicle that is really has a lot of people's attention. Like I mentioned, we've got I had a Corvette at one time, and a Mustang muscle car, and this Maverick, believe it or not, draws more attention than either of those 2 vehicles. Oh, what else can I tell you? I'm going to go into more detailed videos on living with a Ford Maverick, because you just need to know some things that were never explained in other vehicles. I'm not going to go into how the electric works and all the configuration, this and that. I'm just going to tell you about the little hidden features that Ford put in there. For example, I'll give you a little teaser here. The auto braking. Oh my God. That is a godsend. So I'm gonna wrap this video up for now, and this will be part 1 of what it's like to live with a Ford Maverick, and I'll go into a couple other videos that'll actually show you different things. Yes, I've already done the, what do they call that, DIY on the bed? Yep, I built some. I am using the feather system inside the cab. Yep, I got some options. Oh, one other thing that amazes me is the Steely tires, rims. I can't believe how many people like them steel rims. Coming from the Jeep off-road, there's nothing like steel rims for maximum tire durability, holding pressure, and they have really grown on me. In fact, I really like these steelies. Something different. So I'm gonna wrap this video up now, and I hope you enjoy it, and watch for part 2. I'm gonna go more into what it's like to live with a Ford Maverick, and I'll go into the fuel mileage, some of the little hidden features, and one thing, it does have the insignia on the side that says "Built Ford Tough." I've been all over this vehicle, and yes, it truly is built Ford Tough. The fit and finish, one thing I picked up, like the Teslas, where the air gap in the body panels are really off and things don't fit. And I did all that checking, and it is spot on. So, have fun. Watch for my next video, part 2, what it's like to live with a Ford Maverick.